All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We are less than 2 days away from the start of the NFL draft. The Minnesota Vikings have two first-round selections, but the rumor on the street for at least the past month here has been that they're going to be trading up somewhere between pick 3 to 5 to select Michigan's quarterback, J.J. McCarthy. And so we saw this report from Adam Schefter yesterday. The Minnesota Vikings and the New York Giants have been, quote-unquote, the most active teams pursuing the New England Patriots number 3 pick. Now, Adam Schefter also said that the two teams in mind that he's been able to ascertain that have been the most active calling up between pick number 3 and pick number 10 have been the Minnesota Vikings number 1 and then number 2, the New York Giants. So keep in mind, the New York Giants also have a first round pick, but they have a much easier route, because they're pick number 6. They have a much easier route to trade up into, pick number 3, pick number 4, pick number 5, yada, yada, yada. So we also know that it is going to reportedly take a lot. And so they don't know if even if it does take a lot, 2 first-round picks from the Minnesota Vikings, a future first, et cetera, even, a package from the Giants. We don't even know if the New England Patriots are interested in that. They could be selecting J.J. McCarthy because we also saw a report from an NFL coach that he wouldn't be surprised if J.J. McCarthy is the 3rd quarterback taken in the 2024 NFL draft. So, it's getting interesting here. And the point, in my opinion, is still the same. We're thinking long term. I think J.J. McCarthy is the perfect fit for the Minnesota Vikings, but I also think most of these rookie QBs, most of these top 6 QBs, even Michael Penix Jr., even Bo Nix, I think you're going into one of the best situations ever with J.J. McCarthy, Jordan Addison, T.J. Hawkinson, Aaron Jones, a great offensive line, et cetera, et cetera. So we're going to talk about that in today's video. But before we do, if you guys enjoy it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. Vikings fans, I appreciate you guys so much. If we could try and get this video to 500 likes, that would mean the absolute world to me. Minnesota is one of those teams I'm very excited about because they've never traded into the top 10. They've never selected a QB in the first 10 selections of the NFL draft. And, I'm just seeing so many different mock drafts, and it's like, I actually like all of it. No matter what that package is. And, if you check like Twitter or some of these responses, a lot of people think it could take JJ, Justin Jefferson, or even Jordan Addison to trade into the 3rd pick. I don't think in any way, shape, or form the Minnesota Vikings GM would make a move like that. But folks, even if they trade up and take J.J. McCarthy, even if J.J. McCarthy falls, we're going to talk about that in just a second, to pick 7, pick number 8, and Minnesota trades up into their, even if they select Michael Penix at pick number 11, even if they take a cornerback at pick 11 and they go, with like Bo Nix at pick 23, in my opinion, none of this really matters because, yes, I think J.J. McCarthy is the best suited quarterback for Minnesota, but I also think Penix works. I also think Drake May works. I also think Bo Nix works, and it's because of what Minnesota already has set in plan here, especially with, once again, probably the best wide receiver tight end trio in the National Football League in Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, T.J. Hawkinson. And once again, they also picked up Aaron Jones, my running back. And you also have Todd Chandler, who showed us a lot at the end of last season. But at the end of the day, I think Minnesota Vikings fans have a lot to be excited about. First off, you don't have a quarterback who's won 1 playoff game in the last 6 years. I love Kirk Cousins. I think he's a phenomenal quarterback. I think he's very good. But at the end of the day, you're coming off a 13-win season where you lost to freaking Danny Dimes and the New York Giants in the wild card round. And then, unfortunately, Kirk Cousins gets injured, but you're going younger, you're going cheaper, you're going more athletic with any potential quarterback you're going to be selecting here. Eating all that dead cap in 2024, you're going to have over $100 million in free agency in 2025. So here's the thing. Minnesota does have a decent amount of draft picks, but they're later on in the draft, right? So you've got your 2 first-rounders, but then you have 2 fourths, you have 2 fifths, you've got a 6th-round pick and 2 7th-round picks. So I know they still have holes. I know they still have flaws. I could use interior offensive line. I could use some defensive backs. I could use, some more depth pieces defensively. I could use a more solidified wide receiver 3. But folks, still at the end of the day, once again, I think most Vikings fans would take like one season, maybe 2 seasons max of some growing pains. Let's say they take Bo Nix or whatever quarterback they take, and he's not ready to start day one, and you got to deploy Sam Darnold for the first 10 weeks of the season, and then you'll run with your rookie QB for the final month and a half. And then you go into year two with your young, hopefully franchise QB, and he shows some flashes, and you'll win 8 games, 9 games, whatever it is. And then, you've spent all that money in free agency. You get what I'm saying here. Long-term trajectory, in my opinion, Minnesota is still looking very good, even if they decide to trade up to pick number 3, pick number 4, or whatever, and you give up some future first-round picks. I wouldn't stress about it. I use San Francisco as a great analogy all the time, a great example. When they traded all of like 3 first-round picks to trade up for Trey Lance obviously to this point has not lived up to his potential. He's not even on San Francisco anymore. And they snag Brock Purdy with the last pick in the NFL draft. No one's freaking out in San Francisco. They just made a damn Super Bowl. So the most important thing is to find your starting quarterback. It's to find your franchise QB. But what Minnesota has that all 31 teams or most of the teams in the NFL don't have is, first off, a great offensive coach in Kevin O'Connell. The more digging I've done on it, I'm actually quite surprised how down a lot of Vikings fans are on Kevin O'Connell. Let me know your thoughts on KOC down below, because I think he's a Sean McVay type. I think he's a great offensive mind. And then once again, we're going to factor in Jordan Addison, Justin Jefferson, TJ Hawkinson, and all of these skilled offensive players to help your rookie QB just, ease into the NFL. So at the end of the day, folks, I still think Minnesota has had such a great offseason. I really do. Blake Cashman, Jonathan Greener, these are 2 guys coming off career seasons. You're getting younger. You're getting cheaper. You lost guys like Jordan Hicks. You lost Danielle Hunter. You lost Marcus Davenport. I get it, DJ Wanham. But you're getting younger. You're getting more athletic. You're getting more versatile. You're just going to help Brian Flores do what he did in the second half of last season in his first year of being the defensive coordinator for the Minnesota Vikings. I even love the additions of guys like Andrew Van Ginkel, Jihad Ward, Jonah Williams, Shaq Griffin. I know they need some cornerbacks, but folks, this Minnesota Vikings team is just a QB away. You figure out the quarterback position and you're perfectly fine. So now you don't have to pay your starting QB with 1 playoff win in the last 6 years, $40 million guaranteed, $40 million contract, $100 million guaranteed. Your team, your organization, you're more flexible, you're more versatile. And at this point, all I need is my starting QB, no matter who that's going to be. So let me know who you're drafting at pick number 11, pick number 23. If you're going to trade up for pick number 3, pick number 4, let me know who you want or think the Minnesota Vikings starting quarterback will be 2 days from now. Or you get what I'm saying. Which rookie QB are they taking? Thank you guys for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and we will probably see you Thursday night with a new first-round selection from the Minnesota Vikings, or at least one.